Hi boys and girls, we are going to be making a cupcake using either Model Magic or some dough that you can make with flour, the salt dough. Basically we're going to dye it using marker, or you can use food color depending on whatever one you feel more comfortable with. So you just take the marker, you dot your surface, you fold it in, and you do that 3 times. As you can see, I started to already dye this before we even started videoing. So I'm just going to mix that clay up. And we want to have like a little bit of white clay reserved, because as you remember from last week's craft, it's kind of a neat technique. So we've got our little balls of clay set aside. I have some clay that I pre-dyed with both yellow and brown so that you didn't have like a super bright yellow color. We're going to make a small pinch pot using this clay. Basically you're going to squeeze it and then roll it into a ball. The way you roll a ball of clay is you keep the clay in your hands and you just roll it right in the hollow of your hands using small circles. Next thing we're going to do is we're going to put our thumb in and we're going to pinch and turn. And as you turn, you make just a nice little even pot. We've made a pinch pot before when we did our Native American project. So we're going to just make a simple little pot shape. If you want, you can take a small cupcake liner and press this into a cupcake liner to make the cupcake part. Okay. We're going to take just some scraps of paper and we're going to set inside our little cupcake. If you want, you could take like a pair of scissors and you can make little lines so that it looks like a cupcake paper all the way around. You don't have to do this unless you absolutely want to. So I'm just going to continue all the way around so that it looks like a real cupcake. Set that aside, and I already have a nice ball of blue clay. I want to kind of take some of the white clay and roll it into about the same size ball. I'm going to roll the ball into a hot dog shape. Should be about the size of a little breakfast sausage. They should be just about even up. I'm going to take them and squeeze them together and roll them till they start to become one. I always want to roll with my fingers open. And I want to go back and forth to make that coil of clay. And I'm actually going to just roll on the table because I think it's just easier. If your table is very dirty, although this table looks dirty, it's actually very clean. It just happens to be a craft table, and that's the way craft tables get to looking after a while. So any areas that are thin, you're going to try and just ignore them. You're going to work on the areas that are fatter to get a nice even coil. We're going to start turning. This side can go the opposite direction. You see this little thin area? We want to hold and then turn the rest of it so that we get a cool striped effect. This area is not very twisty, so we want to hold and twist. Okay, and our cupcake's ready to get its frosting. So we've got little bits of paper in here. We want to make sure it's good and solid. We're going to start on the outside, and we're just going to come around like this. There's the frosting for your cupcake. I have a little piece of paper sticking out, so I'm going to put everything in there. And there's our little cupcake. This would be really cute with some bright red. I do have a little bit of clay left over, and I think I'm going to take a red marker very quickly. And I'm going to dye that little bit of clay with my red marker. Make a little maraschino cherry for the top. And I want to hit this at least 3 times. Red tends to turn a little bit pink. You can see the marker is looking very pink as we go. So I really want to hit this with lots and lots of ink. Don't forget, if your hands do get stained, not to worry, because you can, believe it or not, do a load of dishes for your family. It really happens, and then the ink will come right off of your hands. Or if you take a shower or a bath and you wash your hair, that should also pull that ink off of your hands. See what I mean about the pink? We got to work on that and make it a nice bright red. And in the interest of not wasting a lot of your time on this video, I'm actually going to probably stop with it slightly pink. I know that you guys will take the time and work this out until you have a nice shade of red, should you desire. Okay, so here's my little cherry. I probably want to take my scissors and make a little crease in it so it really does look like a cherry on the top. And there is my little cherry on the top of my cupcake. The end.